St. Lucie Public Schools has proudly invested in social-emotional learning. This is the first of a series of videos highlighting the importance of this work in our schools.
What does SEL stand for? Well, it's a highly used buzzword. You've probably heard this term a lot from students, teachers, and even parents. But what is it, and what does it mean? Well, SEL is an acronym, and it stands for Social Emotional Learning. Social Emotional Learning is a key part of education and our human development. It's a process through which all young people and adults acquire and apply the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to develop healthy identities, to manage emotions, achieve personal and collective goals, to feel and show empathy for others, to establish and maintain supportive relationships, and to make responsible and caring decisions.
Our students, when we know that they feel that they belong to an organization, they perform better, they want to be here. And school becomes not only a safe place, but a place where they can be successful in many different ways. We find that students sometimes need to develop self-awareness in order to make attachments that are healthy. And so social emotional learning provides them the opportunities to do that.
I think I like what about it is you can come in and you can express yourself freely. You don't have to worry about being brought down or having to be scared like, oh, people are going to judge me for what I feel. And that's what I like about it. You see, when you're sharing things, like you're all kind of going through the same things with a lot of things, so you can connect with people better that way. Communication skills, talking to people, understanding how different points of views and putting yourselves in their shoes.
Just the team spirit that our class has. I've watched these children bloom. When we have our share time in the morning, the ones that at first wouldn't speak up, started speaking up, and then they learned to take their turns and be good citizens, and that back and forth correspondence between them has just bloomed since the beginning of the year. I'm amazed. That's what I love about SEL. It establishes respect and a community feeling amongst my students. We're all in this together.
I've seen the research, I've seen how it definitely increases academics, but I really truly believe as a mom too, when the kids are not worried about not fitting in or feeling like they don't belong, they can really focus a little better on the academics, right? So I've noticed our kids that are immersed in SEL, they feel like they're part of something bigger. They feel like they belong, like it's a family. They feel seen and heard and connected. And without those outside fears, I feel like they really can focus on the academics more so than worrying about what's going on around them. They feel like they belong. It's huge.
A lot of my classmates help me. That really makes me happy to see that my classmates want to help me.
My daughter is in 2nd grade, and she always talks about the morning circles that she has during SEL time. I love when I hear about her day, and I know that SEL is important for her because she is now more aware of her own feelings and other people's feelings. She's also learning how to manage her emotions throughout the day in a positive way, and she's learning from her peers.
So I think when we show each other the emotions, I think that helps you realize how they're feeling and how that helps you think of how to treat them.
Student behaviors are modified when you begin social emotional learning in the school site. Students learn how to self-regulate their behaviors. The language that they use within their environment tends to change. They recognize that there are different audiences and different ways to interact in different environments.
The mindfulness practice, it just helps stress leave, but I think one of the big things that'll help me, so when I'm doing that, I would probably end up doing it when I'm trying to do something that's really stressing, or taking the FSA, for instance, because that's coming up in a couple weeks.
Social emotional learning is a very important and intricate part of not only the academic component for students, but just for them transitioning into high school, and then from transitioning to high school, transitioning into college and being productive members of society.
We need to incorporate that in our school community so these children, it just becomes part of their everyday life, and they just absorb that, and they are kinder and more tolerant.
SEL advances educational equity and excellence through authentic school-family community partnerships. These partnerships feature trusting and collaborative relationships, rigorous and meaningful curriculum and instruction. SEL can help address various forms of inequity and empower young people and adults to co-create thriving schools and to contribute to safe, healthy, and just communities.
All schools should do it and have something, have a part in it, because it only benefits kids.